Welcome to the Bike Talk with Dave podcast. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Dave Mabel, and today I've got another young mountain bike and gravel professional, Hayden Christian, whom I met at the Rattlesnake Gravel Grind last March, which, by the way, opens registration for the 2026 event on October 1st. Anyway, this young guy had come up to Sweetwater, Texas from his hometown in San Antonio, not only to race the 100-mile Rattlesnake Gravel Grind, but also to prep for the upcoming Lifetime Grand Prix, in which he has spent the entire last season this summer competing as a U23 or under 23 athlete. We connected recently not only to talk about his Rattlesnake race, which, to be honest, we had talked about connecting last March. Takes a while to get around to, well, anyway, you know how it goes. Anyway, not only to talk about his Rattlesnake race, but all of the Lifetime races as well. He's had a great year, and he sits in the top 3 of the Lifetime Grand Prix U23 category, going into the final races of the year at Big Sugar and Little Sugar in Arkansas in October. It was super fun to talk to this talented young bike racer, and I hope you enjoy getting to know him as well as I did. Hayden Christian. Hayden Christian, welcome to the Bike Talk with Dave podcast. I'm super glad to have you on. I know we talked about this a long time ago, but to be honest, I'm glad we waited. We met at the Rattlesnake Gravel Grind in Sweetwater, Texas, and talked about having you on the pod then. And, God, you've had a great summer, so I'm super excited we waited to hear all about your summer. So anyway, welcome to the podcast.
I appreciate it. Super excited to be on the podcast and to talk about the season so far.
Awesome. Well, I've kind of introduced you prior to us talking and told people that you're racing a lot of mountain bikes, a lot of gravel, and kind of crushing the, I'm going to say U23, you're a 22-year-old, and crushing the scene. And can I unbury the lead? You were second U23 rider at Schwamigan.
Yes, second U23 rider at Schwamigan, so excited.
Yeah, that's an awesome result. But holy moly, like, you also won the 100-mile Unbound race? Like,
Yes.
won it outright?
Won it outright. So I got the U23 and the 100-mile Elite Men win in Kansas. So I was pretty stoked about that win. That was a big one for me.
Yeah, that's cooking, dude. That's cooking. So I'm curious. You're from Southern Texas, San Antonio. What led you to racing bikes? You could do, like, football is king in Texas, isn't it?
Football is king, and I think I would have been a really good wide receiver. So
I believe it.
went down
I
a
believe
different
it.
route. No, actually, never got into football. So don't want to lead anyone astray with that one. I got into bike racing through my dad. So dad was racing bikes. Originally came from a motocross background, both he and I. And after my motocross stuff kind of ended, we picked up on bike racing. So that's how I got into it, was through dad.
Okay, so perception is you put a motor on the thing and it's easier. What's harder, mountain biking or motocross racing?
Oh man, it's been a little while since the moto. I'm much better at the cycling, so I'm gonna have to go moto. I mean, it's physically demanding. I mean, just like cycling, but it's a different type of physical demand. So I'm gonna have to go motocross.
Yeah, because, I mean, I've heard it described as wrestling an alligator for 20 minutes or 40 minutes or however long the moto is.
Uh-huh.
How would you describe motocross racing?
Well, I mean, you want to be nice and smooth, so if you're wrestling an alligator for 20 minutes, that's a rough ride. But I mean,
Fair.
that's a good way of saying it. It's brutal. It's especially when you're racing down here in Texas. It's hot, so it's a brutal sport. Best way to describe it: It's only one type of feeling, and that's the feeling you get when you're on a dirt bike and you're racing. It's pretty incredible. It's something I'll never probably get back, but I'm trying to feed it through bike racing and winning big bike races like Unbound. But it's hard to put into words how it feels, but we'll go with the alligator term.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, you've had a great season, and I don't know. And actually, before I talk about your season, what skills, talent, uh, feeling did you bring from the motocross bike to your mountain bike? Like, what translates over?
I feel like for the most part, what translated the most was being able to descend at at high speeds and feel comfy. I never felt
Mm-hmm.
like I was too sketchy or felt like, oh, this stuff's moving too fast for me. I always felt pretty good behind the mountain bike when descending, and I feel like if you can descend on a mountain bike, you can kind of do it all. So as long as you can get up the hill and descend fast, it kind of those two correlate pretty well together, and it can make for some good XC races.
Hmm. Very cool. What's your favorite type of mountain bike race?
Favorite type of mountain bike race? I'm gonna have to go the marathons right now. I did dabble in the XC racing for quite a while, and maybe I don't have the short snap, because I feel like I've tended to lean more towards the longer 3 to 4 hour marathon races like Whiskey 50 or to Shore up there in the Midwest. I like those races.
Hmm. Awesome. And I mean, the Unbound 100 miler, Rattlesnakes 100 miler, you did great there. You just came home from Gravel Nats. Um, what's that, 120, 130?
No, actually, that was last year. Gravel Nats in Nebraska was 130, I think. That was a long day. That's
Yeah.
a long day on the bike. This year it was actually 99, so just shy.
Oh, no way.
But it was an incredible course. It was pretty amazing out in La Crescent.
Yeah. I definitely want to talk about that. I want to commend the race directors at Gravel Nats for making a 100-mile race 99 miles. Because how many times have you done a 100-mile race or a 100K race and it's like 104
Yes, I
and you're done at 100?
yep,
So kudos to them
yeah,
for being kind to those of us on two wheels. That's awesome.
oh yeah.
Well, that's got to be freshest in your mind. Tell me about the race this year. It was in way western Nebraska the past couple of years.
Yes.
Also, Lauren Stevens, like 3 years in a row. How does she do that? Like, isn't that amazing? Are you not amazed? When she won this year, I was like, how does she do that? Every
Incredible.
year.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Every year. She's the only woman to wear the
Yes.
Gravel National Championship jersey.
When you put it like that, that's pretty hard to believe. I've never thought of it like that, but yes, she is the only woman to have the Gravel National Championship jersey, which is kudos to her. That's incredible. She's
It is.
she's pretty strong on a bike. I think for the first time, because Rattlesnake was an open start and we combined both men and women, I got to ride with her for a little bit, and she seemed super strong on a bike.
She wasn't too far behind you, was she?
I have no idea. I'm not too sure where she finished at that race, but she's super strong. I remember seeing her in the group and stuff before we broke up, and she's a good rider for sure.
Yeah, I remember that she was like right in there for a long time. I want to say top seven
I think she got
overall at
top
Rattlesnakes.
10 for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
she beat a lot of good dudes out there who are
yeah,
really fast for the local Texas scene.
yeah. Well, she's Texas. That must be speaks bodes well for Texans, right?
Yes, exactly. Hopefully one day I can. I mean, it would be a dream to get a national championship, especially under the gravel umbrella. So that'd be pretty special.
Yeah, cool, cool. So this year was the first year in La Crescent,
Yes.
southeast Minnesota. Many of the people who are listening to this may know that area because of the Almanzo 100. Did you ever do that?
I've never done that race.
It was in the same area, and those hills never end.
They never
Um,
end.
what was that course like? Tell me about that day.
The course was incredible. I'd say it's probably one of the top. I'd say it's probably been one of my favorite gravel races I've done besides Rattlesnake. I really enjoyed the Rattlesnake course, but man, it was an incredible course. Uh, really fast, rolling hills in the beginning. I liked how twisty it was for a gravel race, not the normal. Especially in Nebraska, it was like a straight line. It was like on a grid. So you do a lot of that up in the Midwest. That grid type riding. It's like left, right, straight for a real long time. So out in La Crescent, I guess it's called like the driftless area, and
Yep.
its name speaks for itself because it's like that driftless feeling. You're nice carving the roads and stuff, and the gravel out there is incredible. But lots of hills. I mean, some pretty good climbs out there, and it definitely shook the race up.
How did it play out? Like, how long was the lead group together? How long were you sticking in it?
Yeah,
What'd
so
you end up? Like early 20s?
yep, yeah,
23, 4?
something like that. I'm not actually sure on my result. I was a little bummed after Gravel Nats results based wise, but it was a good race for me. It was pretty hard. Apparently, a group got away, and about like right after the moto ditched us after the neutral start. Uh,
Oh, wow.
Group got away immediately, and they put like 4 minutes onto the lead onto the chase group, and
Huh.
so
How big of a group got away?
I think it was about 5 or 6 riders.
Oh, not that many.
So no, and they worked really well together because I mean they stayed away for a long time. But I actually ended up tried to bridge up on not knowing how far they were out. So I actually ended up taking off from the chase group and tried bridging up by myself pretty early into the race when we hit the first sector of gravel. My plan all along was to try to break away when we first hit the gravel. There's a long pavement climb to get away on, and my goal was to try to avoid chaos. There's a pretty good descent off the first little bit of gravel that we go down, and was pretty nervous about being in a group on those big descents. You just beginning of the race, you have a lot of people in there. Someone, you never know what can go wrong. So I ended up going solo for actually quite a while. I was probably solo for about 15 miles, I think. And I had someone actually bridge up to me, and we worked together for a little bit. So, not knowing that we were so far down from the lead group, actually, we had a moto come by and tell us we had like a 4 minute gap. So, we actually ended up sagging one of the climbs and having the chase group catch us. And then we were in the chase group for quite a while.
How big was that chase group?
Yeah, chase group was, I mean, it dwindled down as we kept climbing. Each climb, 2 or 3 people popped off. And I would have wanted to say when it caught us, it was about maybe 15 people. And I was in it till, I mean, it dwindled down with all the top guys. I mean, you had a bunch of hitters in that chase group, and you had the winner, Braden Lang, in there. Um,
Oh, he came from your chase group.
Yes, no, Braden Lang was in the chase group. Yep,
Huh.
so he ended up going on to win it. So congrats to him. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that chase group probably dwindled down to probably about, I'd say just over maybe around 10 people, something around there. I know there was a crash in our chase group after one of the descents into a corner, and I know a lot of people got popped off because of that. So it
Sure.
came down to a smaller group, and I actually ended up dropping out when we hit the. Don't know what climb it was. It was just before the apple orchard. It was pretty neat. We got to ride through an apple orchard, and
Cool.
right before that apple orchard, there was a climb, and I got popped off right about then and there. So I was a little bummed about it, but I had a good day. I was out trying to. Really, my main goal of Gravel Nats was to be a factor in trying to stay at the front of the group and try to break away, and hopefully maybe have someone strong enough bridge up to you and you get a free ride to the finish. But hard to get a free ride out there when there's all those big climbs.
Yeah, for sure. if it's anything like El Monzo, and it was in the same area, so it had to be similar to El Monzo. Like you're right about those descents. Like they're long and windy and can be pretty steep, and that gravel is, I mean, it can be loose if you're not like right in the tire line.
Yes,
Like it can be thick, deep gravel.
it's
So yeah,
marbly.
100%.
It's like hard packed with marbles, so there's
Right.
not traction on marbles, so it's a little sketchy, but I mean for the most part it seems like there was no serious crashes out there. So
Yeah, cool. How about the timing a week after Schwamigan? Are your legs still heavy from your effort at Schwamigan?
actually my legs felt really good for gravel nats. I kind of wish I would have played it a little smarter and sat in the group and see if I could have put in a better result on paper. But it is what it is. But I mean the legs felt primed and ready after Schwamigan.
Hmm, awesome, awesome. Well, let's talk about Schwamigan. Schwamigan is a unique race in that, uh, 2,000 people do it. And granted, we start at different times. We're, we're, well, we're not done before you get done. 10 a at 1. Dude, I was on Fire Tower when you guys started.
Okay.
Um, but it's cool that we all kind of get to race the same course. So I have a good feeling for how that course lays out. And as we were talking before I hit record, you said you love that up there. You love the terrain up there, the rolling hills, the um, I don't know. You actually love riding on the Berkey? Question mark? Question mark?
I would say that's a big question mark. I wouldn't say I love riding on the Berkey. I enjoy the course. If I'm not racing Schwamigan, I'm definitely in the trails or out on the
Yeah,
gravel.
yeah, that's fair. Okay, cool. Yeah, that Berkey, we had like 15 miles of Berkey. Like before we got to Double O, there might have been a mile and a half or two of gravel. I may have told you my wife and I do it on tandem, and the Berkey is just super hard for us. A tandem is kind of like driving a Mack truck.
Yep.
So you rock going downhill, you crawl going uphill,
Yep.
and then on the gravel, like just you better get on our wheel because we were going right.
Yeah.
But there was only like a mile and a half or 2 miles of gravel before like the Double O aid station. It was all Berkey in the beginning. How was that for you? Like, how did that play out for you to
So
have that much up and down through the woods?
I mean, I really do enjoy that part of the race, racing the Berkey, because it's that group racing. You're fast, you're going down, descending, and if you know how to sit in a group properly and conserve energy, that race is it's a blast. You're still putting out massive amounts of effort, but if you can figure out how to conserve energy and sit in that group, it's a blast. You're flying up and down those hills at 22 miles an hour, just crushing it. It's a good time.
I'm so jealous right now. um, we're not flying up and down the stairs, flying down them. Um, what was the start like for you? You guys start right at the bottom
Yes.
of a big old grassy climb.
Yes, it's the start's interesting. I mean, I feel like everybody last year was my first year doing Schwamigan, and I was really nervous about that start. I was told it was going to be super, super exciting, like it was going to be a hard start. Everyone goes off just balls to the wall. I wouldn't say that was the case this year. I felt like the start was a little bit easier, and
Huh.
but the pace picked up once we started hitting the rollers, and the speeds definitely got pretty pretty high. But I don't feel like the start this year was as hard as it was last year. But I do enjoy that start, that grass hill climb. It's just that's what Schwamigan is. It's grassy hills, and starting at the bottom of that hill, it's pretty exciting.
And never-ending grassy hills.
Yep, never ending grass.
Um, uh, I also, well, how'd the rest of the race go for you? Talk me through your race a little bit.
The race was pretty good. Just besides the fact that right before you hit the 2 miles of gravel, we take some double track, and in the double track, I got caught up behind a down rider, and that was the lead group right there. So the lead group, once they hit that gravel, it was a right hand turn on that gravel, and they were gone. So once I got back, I didn't go down, thankfully, but once I got going again, I came out on the gravel, and I was thankful to see Schwartz and Mock up the road, and I was able to connect with them, and I had a few people with me, and we worked pretty hard to try to catch that lead group, but I think we were told 30 seconds down at one time, but 30 seconds may not seem like a lot, but out there, 30 seconds it's a lot of time. It's hard to make up 30 seconds because there is somewhat of a speed limit out there on those grassy, Berkey hills. You can only go so fast, and we never caught that lead group, sadly.
So that lead group must have been around 20. Didn't you finish again like 23rd or something?
I think I got the same
Somewhere in there?
as I did last year. Yeah, like 22nd, 23rd.
Well, you did better than me. I think we were 1,023rd ish.
Out there on a tandem, that's incredible.
Actually, I think we were 800 something. So,
There you
what we try to do is we let 1,000 people go in front of us to kind of pack down that trail on the Berkey. So we've got
that's a smart move. Then you have a nice speed. It makes it all those tires being down. I mean, that's the nice thing for us when we get to go out at 1 p.m. and do the race. I mean, the 2,000 riders have already ridden the course, and the lines are fast. I mean, it is a fast course for us.
Like Hero Dirt?
Hero Dirt, I mean, you know where the line is because it's like that nice trail. It's not... There's grass out there, but there's that nice trail along the Berkey Hills, and if you're on that single track, it's fast.
Yeah, and there's 50 of you
exactly
instead of 2,000, so you're not like half of the Berkey were over in the grass.
Yeah,
because that trail is full.
Yeah, no, that is not the case for us. We're usually single file, spread out for the most part, sitting on the wheels, and it's pretty neat. It's awesome.
Dig it. At 25 miles, you hit the fire tower.
Yes.
How'd that go for you?
Fire tower was interesting in the fact that I thought that I was going to be in the lead group, and fire tower, if you're in the lead group, is a big decider. I mean, you got to be ready for it. Being in a chase group, I think we all stuck together. We did have Alex Wild, I think, was in our chase group, and he took off from us on fire tower. He went up that hill pretty fast, and we never saw him again. Besides
he got in 21st place.
I don't know what he came in. I mean, he was second last year to Keegan.
Yeah.
So, just goes to show if you don't play your cards right, you can miss that lead group pretty quickly. And it's all not. I think it's not really doesn't really come down to the strength of the rider, just how you can view the race and knowing where to be at the right times.
Yeah, no doubt.
But it was pretty chill for the most part. Being in that chase group, we all stuck together and kept a good pace up it, but wasn't an attacking mode up that thing.
Sweet. It was just, let's get up this thing.
Yep, get up and keep working together.
Cool. And you guys stay working together till the end?
Yeah, for the most part, we all worked together till the end. It was a good chase group. I think we realized probably after Fire Tower that we weren't going to catch back onto the lead group, and it would probably come down to a bunch sprint between us. I had another U23 rider in that group with me, so after Fire Tower, I was purely focused on not letting him get away from me.
Oh, cool. And did you know you guys were 1-2?
Yes,
1, 2, 3?
yeah, we had talked about it because we wanted to keep that group moving so that way other U23s couldn't catch us. So we were kind of in alliance that we should keep this group rolling pretty good. And then when it got down to the end, it was time to sprint it out.
Awesome. It's an exciting sprint to watch, that's for sure.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool sprinting in front of all those people coming into the Berkey.
Yeah. Do you run into much traffic from age groupers?
This year it was a little interesting. Lifetime wanted to run the women first. I think
Yep.
we caught a few women, but nothing to where it was getting in the way or had any effects on the race. Everybody that got caught is always super kind and gets out of the way and lets
Sure.
the race go by. So I wouldn't say too many age groupers, but maybe a few women from the elite race.
Hmm. Dig it. Um, and what was your time coming home?
I think it was. That's a great question. I think it would have been around the 2 hour mark, like almost 2 hour flat.
Yeah, dude, that's so
I think
fast.
so.
That's so fast. That's awesome.
It's a fast course. It's a good time. I really, Schwamigan, if will always be a race I will try to do each year. I'm racing a bike.
Awesome. That's cool. Well, I'm here to tell you as a 60-year-old that you got plenty of years in front of you.
Good deal. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Um, so let's go a little further back in time. I want to hear about Unbound. Dude, you won. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it was
I know it's the
awesome.
100 miler, not the 200 miler. So, but a good friend of mine, Marissa Boaz, has won the 100 miler, and it was a huge deal in her career. So, I'm sure it's the same for you.
It was a massive win. I had no idea winning a race like Unbound could do so much for you, but it was like a light switch. I had, got into contact with people that I would want to work with in the future for next year. It was incredible. The whole experience was amazing. I really enjoyed it.
Um, you landed on Bike Talk with Dave.
Exactly. I got myself on Bike Talk with Dave. So because of winning Unbound, I'm here getting to talk to you about my season so far. So
Yeah, absolutely. That's
for
100% it.
sure.
Uh, I am guessing you'll go back to Unbound. Will you do the 100 or 200?
If I went back to Unbound, I'd probably be doing the 200 for sure. I mean, my goal of this season is to win the U23 series. I mean, that was my
Oh,
goal
okay.
when I found out about the U23 for Lifetime, the Grand Prix.
Uh-huh.
So I'm looking forward to it. And if I were to win, I know that I would be in the 26th slot as a Lifetime rider next year. So I would probably do the 200.
Awesome. So you're planning on the U23 Lifetime Series next year?
No, no, no. I'm hoping to
Or
win.
year old next year?
Yeah, I would be aged out actually next year. So this is I get one shot, and it's time to make it happen. So this is my last year as a U23, and I'm so thankful that the last time implemented the U23s. But basically, they take the overall winner of the U23 series gets an automatic slot in the next year's 26 lifetime roster.
Um, are you doing are you in the U23 series?
Yes, right. Currently, right now, I am.
Oh, and so you guys did the 100 miler.
Yes, U23 is your
Ah,
100 miler.
okay. Well, I'm slow. I'll catch on to things. So where do you sit in Lifetime?
Right now, they don't have our drop races in, so technically, I
Oh,
don't
okay.
think we get two drop races as U23s. So my drop races, I have zero drop races left. Were Leadville and Sea Otter were two tough races for me. So if you take those out, I have a 1-2, um, and hopefully I'll be able to go out with the
With a 1-1?
Yep. So that I mean I'm banking on really putting in some good training these next few weeks and being as fit as possible for Little Sugar, Big Sugar.
Oh, that's awesome. I've never done Sea Otter. I haven't even been there, but I have done Leadville 5 times.
Okay.
Um, we did it. I did it solo, and then my wife's like, actually, I'm like, Dee, we could probably do this on tandem. So she said, sure. If we can
Wow.
do tandem, I'll do it on tandem. So we got a new tandem and did it 4 times. Um,
Incredible. I can't imagine.
so I have a huge respect for that race. Huge respect for that race.
It's
How did it go for you? You said you didn't have a great day.
no. I actually DNF'd to Leadville. It was
Oh,
a
wow.
huge bummer. Yep. It was
Yeah.
a bummer. I wasn't feeling good at all. I was throwing up, and it
Oh.
was brutal. It was not a good day
Huh.
for me. So I try not to think about Leadville too much, but
Fair enough.
hopefully next year I can go back and have a great race there.
Yeah. How far did you get?
I got to mile like 65, 66 maybe.
Oh, dude. So you went all the way up Columbine?
Yes, all the way up Columbine. I threw up a few times going up it. So
Oof.
yes, it wasn't too fun.
And you just kept going?
Just kept going. It was pretty slow though. I was going slow.
But that's freaking discipline right there.
It
To be
was,
puking and continuing up the freaking highest point.
I
That's
really
got to be one of the highest points of any race in America.
it's when you think
Is
about
that
it like
turnaround.
that. Yep, it is. It's pretty high up there. It's a brutal race. It's tough. It's gives you respect for everyone that's done it. I've never really thought about doing Leadville before, and doing it this year, even though I didn't complete it, it's an eye opener to how gnarly of a course it is and how brutal it is mentally and physically.
Yeah. Well, I'm super impressed that you freaking went to the top of Columbine puking
It-
and kept going up.
I had
Like
this
I would have
deal
turned around and been like, I'm done. Like this is it. I'm out. So yeah, that's impressive, dude. It's appropriate to talk about Leadville because at this year's Rattlesnake, I got done and I was like to David, the director, I was like, dude, that course is as hard. It's not at altitude, but the tread of the trail collectively is as hard as Leadville.
Yes,
Like there's no trail on Leadville that's any harder than the stuff at Rattlesnake.
I'd agree with
Rattlesnake
you.
is a great course.
Yes, it's
Super hard course.
it's a hard course. It's not. I really enjoy Rattlesnake because it's not your typical gravel race where it's those nice smooth champagne gravel, which I feel like a lot of gravel races have gone more towards that. Being really smooth and fun and not really gritty. I mean, Rattlesnake's a gritty course. I mean, you have to grind your teeth here and there, trying to make it up some of those climbs, trying to keep traction. And I like the courses that go through that private property where no one gets to ride ever. So you're the first tracks out there, and you're kind of trying to find lines through some of this high brush Texas terrain, and it just makes for it's fun because it makes you think while riding. It's not where you're in a group on champagne gravel and you're sitting in taking pulls and then there's no thinking going on. You're just spinning the legs. Out there at Rattlesnake, you definitely have to have your head on a swivel, and I like that sort of racing.
Yeah, I do too, but I'm also salivating as you talk about that champagne gravel because I sure love that stuff too.
I mean, you can't. It's champagne gravel's fun. I mean, everybody enjoys it, but I do like
it's a treat.
that gnarly
It's a treat.
rocky stuff.
As the gravel world's dude says, like it's for the 99%.
Yeah.
Save the hard stuff for you 1%ers. So how'd your race go out there? I know we chatted for 4.5 seconds the day of the ride, and I've talked to Justin and Melman about their day. But how'd your day go?
Well, it was a long time ago, but Rattlesnake was a fun day. It was a good time. I'd say one of the highlights for me was getting to spend the weekend with my mom. I usually don't have my parents traveling around with me too much. I'm pretty much solo when I'm out racing. So this was pretty special for me and my mom. We got to go up together, camp out, and then race the next day. And her getting to see me start and then finish. And she got to help with a little bit. She got to see me a little bit there in the middle around mile 80 and did some handoffs for me. But that was I'd say the special part of the weekend. But as far as the race goes, it was a fun race. It was windy. That's what I remember. It was super windy. I remember I've never ridden with Joe or Melman before. Is that how you pronounce Melman's last name?
Chris Melman, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. So, Yep, Chris and Joe, I've never ridden with them before, but it was pretty fun. We had a good time out there, suffering in the wind together. Me and Joe, I do remember that really steep climb that was super loose. Me and Joe got away from Chris there, and I thought that was the end of Chris, but Chris came back later on in the race. And at the end of the race there, first race of the season for me, I started cramping pretty bad, and I couldn't hold the wheel of Joe and Chris, and they took off from me. So
Bummer.
I was a little bummed about it, but I think we'll get to battle it out again next year. I think Chris and Joe will be there, so we'll get to do it again, and it'll be a good time.
Yeah. I think Justin McCreary is out for blood as well.
Oh,
so.
Justin's, yeah, I didn't even mention Justin, and I feel bad. But Justin's definitely coming. Justin's a good bike racer, and I was so surprised when we broke away, Justin wasn't there. And I was honestly thinking Justin's super strong, and I think he made the race. I think it was a hard race for him because he was solo for a long time, just holding a steady gap behind us. We were working for a while, and Justin was just back there solo, just grinding away. So Justin will definitely be up there next year. So it'll be a fun race. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, he actually, all of you. This is, these races are fun like this because we do the 70 mile because we're smart. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And get to do pretty much all the fun stuff that you got to do, all the ranches. The gate was open by the time we got there.
Okay.
I heard you guys come across a closed gate and had to throw your bikes over.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of the race right there, was getting to jump the gates. I enjoy jumping gates, so especially if you're on some private property out in Texas riding your gravel bike, you're doing it right.
Yep, 100%. But up there in the windmills, you all caught us, so we kind of got to see that part of the race unfold. And you and Joe were gone, and then Millman came by, and then I don't know how much longer it took for Justin to catch us, but Justin comes by. So it was kind of fun to I didn't know you then, but I knew Joe and Chris and Justin, and so seeing the four of you duking it out, and we're like, I wonder how that's going to end. But it was, I don't know if it was the wind or what, but this was a little different course than they've had in the past.
Okay.
It was super hard. That was a hard and I only did the 70. That was a hard 70 miles.
It was I think we came in at 104 maybe? Just over 100 miles. Maybe it was 105.
See, that's what I'm saying, 104 miles.
Exactly. But it was a hard course. It was hard. Especially, I think it would have been much faster if the wind wasn't as brutal as it was that day. I think the wind definitely picked up the day of the race, and it made it pretty slow. I think we were actually, maybe just at 20 mile per hour average, which, I mean, for being in a group of four guys for most of the race, I felt like was pretty a slower average for that course. But yeah, that wind just made the course pretty slow, and I think it added to how hard the course was already without wind.
Yeah, 100%. That wind has been there. I don't remember it the first year. I don't know. We've done it 3 times. The second year, it was super windy, and we went straight into it for miles and miles and miles. It was super hard.
Oh boy.
But the wind is definitely. Well, I mean, all you have to do is look at some of the pictures, and it's like this giant wind farm, and those windmills are there for a reason.
Yeah, actually one of my favorite pictures from this year came out of that race, and it was a group of us 4 just riding in between the wind farm, and I mean, it shows you how big those turbines are compared to a human up close to it, and I mean, they're massive. It's pretty incredible, but
it is cool. I loved riding through there.
There's a reason for it, though.
Yes, there is a reason for it. They are well placed wind farms. Um, well, I gotta say, this is appropriate timing to chat about rattlesnake because registration's opening October 1st.
Yes.
And one of the things I love about that race is the weekend vibe. Like you mentioned that your mom comes up from San Antonio
Yes, sir.
and you guys camped. I love that piece of it. We have that whole campground. What'd you guys do? Like, where'd you stay? What was your weekend camping like?
Well, we got up there pretty last minute before the race because we had some stuff going on down in San Antonio. But we got up there and we got to camp out with some friends, and it was pretty cool. I mean, it was nice, cool evening. I mean, you can't ask for better camping weather, and it was. I'd say the activities the day of the race is what made the race really special and unique. Just from everybody in Sweetwater coming out and basically hosting us gravel racers. I mean, from cooking burgers and all this food for everybody, serving it for free, and just being welcoming. I mean, but that's, if you're not from Texas, that's what Texas is. I mean, you go to these small towns and you get that nice hospitality of
Mm-hmm.
a burger and a beer. So I
Yep.
think that's what it's all about. But that's what made the race weekend pretty neat, I'd say.
Huh. Yeah, that's cool. I love to hear that because that's one of my favorite parts of the weekend is just the whole camping scene. They feed us. There's music. Um, Rattlesnakes. Did you did you hold a rattlesnake?
I did not. I'm not holding a rattlesnake just yet. Maybe if I win the race next year, I'll hold the rattlesnake. But until then, I think I'm gonna pass on holding the rattlesnake.
I'm gonna talk to the boys and see if we can come up with a bet. Um, we've always come up with some reason to get somebody to drape a rattlesnake around their neck. Um, so we'll find some way to get a rattlesnake around your neck.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah. Made myself have to edit. Excuse me.
All good.
Um, 43 minutes. We're perfect. So I mentioned registration opens October 1st. Uh, Rattlesnake Gravel Grind.bike. I'll put a link in the show notes. Rattlesnake Gravel Grind.bike. I got that right. To register for next year's event, which is March 18th through 22nd. And again, highly recommended. Sweetwater, Texas, great course. And if you don't want to do the 104 miler, there's a 70 miler, there's a 50 miler, and maybe a 30 or a 25 miler,
Okay.
which goes through all these ranch lands and great gravel roads and this wind farm. And it really is a pretty ride.
It's an incredible race, and the scenery out there it's sums up Texas.
Second to none, for sure. And if you want to race this fall, and you might do this race if it works out, can I
For sure.
can I say that?
Yes.
Can I say that? I'm not pinning you to it.
No.
Dos Gravel in Dos, Texas, October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And I know David, the guy who puts Rattlesnake Gravel Grind on, has something to do with Dos Gravel.
Yes, I thought he's the main promoter of Dose Gravel. So that's what my understanding
Well, he was humble when I asked him about it.
Okay.
He was like, "Oh, it's a race I'm helping out with." Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It's actually on rattlesnakegravelgrind.bike as well, so you
Okay.
can find information for Dose Gravel. But that's October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That's coming right up here, and that's a little closer to you in San Antonio
Yes,
than Sweetwater.
much closer. I don't have a 4.5 hour drive to Sweetwater, so I got
Right.
about an hour, just under an hour and a half. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping I can make it happen and get another awesome Texas gravel race in.
Do you know the distance? Would that be a good hit before Big and Little Sugar?
So that's what I'm trying to balance out right now. You know, I don't want to overdo it coming into Big and Little Sugar, but I'd probably do it at the end of a big training week. So it'd probably just take the place of a big Saturday ride, and instead of doing 5 hours by myself with intervals, I get to go out and race my bike and maybe make some money. So I'll do that rather than training by myself.
Yeah, that's a good plan, I'd say. And good luck at Big and Little Sugar.
I appreciate it.
Maybe we'll have to have you back on and talk to the winner of the Lifetime Grand Prix U23
Hopefully
inaugural year.
That would be awesome. I'd love to share with you a little bit more about that when the time comes.
Awesome. I love it. Well, listen, dude, it's a pleasure to get to know you better, and we'll see you somewhere down the line. Maybe at Rattlesnake, maybe at Big or Little Sugar, or Dose Gravel. But
yeah, if you're out Big and Little Sugar, I'd love to see you. And if not, I'll see you next year at Rattlesnake. So that'd be awesome.
I will look forward to it. Thank you, Hayden Christian. Good luck with your next few races, and congrats on a great year so far.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it.
Well, I want to thank Hayden for joining us here on the pod and sharing your story with all of us. We all want to wish you the best of luck, as well as skill and fitness in your last few races of the season. And for all of you listening, if you want to stay up on what Hayden is up to, just look for him on Instagram at hayden.christian.599. Of course, I'll put a link in the show notes. Okay, so you probably heard some ads again here in the pod, and I like to talk about that again. As I said in our last episode, I use the RSS feed to distribute this pod, and it sends it all over to Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, wherever you get your podcasts. And they've started doing ads, kind of like YouTube, and I'm sure it's a revenue stream for the RSS feed, but it might also be a revenue stream for me. Kind of jury is currently out on that. I will be curious to see what kind of volume I have to do to make 23.5 cents. So I will be curiously watching to see how this goes. So I did find out that I can specify where the ads go mid-episode so it doesn't just interrupt conversation. So I'd ask you to bear with me while I figure that out. I know ads can be annoying, but I'm hoping that they will help me justify the time and expense I put into producing this pod. It's an awesome hobby, and I have loved the people I've met and places I've been, but it definitely takes effort. So I just thought you should know about what's going on with these ads, and we'll all get it figured out together, okay? It's been a warm and beautiful September. Hope you have an awesome October and a great week. And remember that nothing compares to the simple pleasure of riding a bicycle.